That's sexy, baby.
Okay? Preston Nichols.
Preston!
Okay.
Good evening, folks. You probably know me as the author of the Montauk Project, which was one of the attempts to do physical time travel. And basically, my background is an electrical engineer and a quantum electrodynamicist, where I study the electrons and photons jumping from reality to reality. That degree came from Sandia National Laboratories. Now, the Montauk Project, in a nutshell, was basically a mind amplifier. It had an input network known as the chair, a bunch of electronic junk, and a transmitter. And what this thing would do, it would pick out the thoughts of the person entranced in the Montauk chair, and this equipment had the power to actually manifest objects if the person in the Montauk chair had time capability. Now, as if his mind was fully functioning into the parallel realities, the thing would literally open a time portal at the center of the final accelerator, because once you reach the speed of light, the particles now go in air, and as they crash down in the center, a portal would form controlled by a group of UHF cavities around the accelerator, similar to a magnetron or an amplitron, and this big delta antenna that would actually direct how the particles spiraled down and where the vortex went to. And the time travel was successful. You know, we had our mistakes out there. I'm not going to say we didn't make any mistakes. We made plenty of them. Many people ask me, would I do it over again? Yes, I learned a lot. Now, convincing with a lot of you people out there, what has come forward is that basically you all heard about the Montauk Project. You're interested in the more metaphysical aspect of my life since I turned 60, encountered the Grand Thunderbird, and now I'm going into healing arts, using music to manifest, and I'm going into the genetic distortion in the genome of mankind, you know, the 23 versus 24 gene pair concept. And I'm also going to go into how our reality actually is made up. We've discovered that there actually is some form of something we'd like to call a supercomputer that directs all this. I'll go into what that is and what the directive functioning of the system is. And just go into what's coming in the future. Don't misunderstand me. You cannot predict the future, because the program is self-generating, and every second it changes. You can predict the future based upon what you see at the time you're making the prediction, but by the time you might get there, it's all over anyway. Like in 2006, I was looking at the final galactic wave coming in 2012. Over the years, now it's pushed itself ahead to 2023, and I don't know if it's even going to come in then. So that's what my lecture will be about, and I'll go into what's needed to keep my research going. Goes like this. For the last number of years, I've been in touch with an artificial intelligence that essentially operates our galaxy, which is in a bubble in the main existence, whatever you want to call it. And basically, we're in a projection right now. We are aboard a holodeck somewhere. This computer is non-physical. It's in one of the parallel reference frames to our reference frame, but it directly affects our reference frame. Now, the question that Curry was referring to was, I don't want to insult our channeler there, but it was a question that is very, very important to me, and I had to make sure I was getting a real answer. That's why I first asked, did he know what or who or what Tabor is? He said, no, he doesn't. And I told him that's the executive function in the galactic computer that we call God. And that...
Tabor?
Tabor.
Okay. Which is robot, spelled backwards?
No, that'll be robot.
Oh,
robot.
okay.
It's T-A-B-O-R. That's the name I've identified for. It's probably known by a gazillion other names. What happened on March the 23rd, the duality, which had merged into a single critter, whatever you want to call it, I'm avoiding calling it a god. I'll be honest with you people. But everything is pointing that that's what we call God, since that is what runs our reality. The 23rd, it like exploded. And I couldn't find anything from the negative function, which we know is Ra, and the Tabor function. I was able to pick up pieces of it out of the computer. And the question I was asking, what's the name? The channeler. Bashar. I was asking Bashar, Darrell, whether or not he knew where this being went. What happened? And he came and said that some of it's here, and the rest of it is scattered over many parallel realities, which fits what I've seen, because all I could find through this reality, through the operating system, was just fragments of this Tabor function. And I've been using this function for years for information that has always been correct. And this function has given me technical information that really hasn't been on the planet yet. Like
Okay, but how are you accessing this information?
All right.
You're using a computer? Because I think you don't use a
No,
computer.
No. I have a very specialized sound system at my place, which I will go into deeply tomorrow afternoon. And basically, there's a piece of music that's known as Mavlas, My Fatherland, by the composer Bedrich Smetana, which is a musical account of his Beyond and Back experience, where he met this Tabor character, and this character told him to go back and write a piece of music. When I reached the section in My Fatherland that's known as Tabor the Great, I always thought it was Tabor. That's when I encountered this extremely intelligent being. It started with me first through another recording, which is Justin Haywood's Broken Dreams, the one that has that odd droning noise at the end of it. And Preston of the future told me to look in that droning noise, and that's when I saw the destruction of the planet. Almost like you get a nuclear blast when you're talking to somebody through a technical connection, you get this odd droning noise as the equipment's being destroyed. And that's what happened, and I checked into it. I went outside, and it was 2012. This was in 2006. Now, it's shifted ahead to 2023. That's what it looks like to me. Understand, I'm not making a prediction. You can't. Because this computer program is self-generating, which means every little nano bit that comes from everyone on this planet to the Earth, the Earth system, the Earth terminal, basically changes the program. Every nanosecond, this program is constantly changing. This is why first I saw 2012, and then it shifted to 2023. And to be honest with you, I'd like to get this function back. It's been very informative.